And today we're going to be talking about Colombia, one of my favorite countries in the world. And I have here with me a really good friend that I have seen only twice in my life. We met in Patagonia, we met in Ushuaia, and she's living in Colombia right now. So who is better than her to share about this country and what to do when you visit there and some safety rules that you should follow. So yeah, Frida, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Frida Peterson Horner. I'm 27 years old and I'm from Philadelphia, but I have been out of the States for over 3 years now. And I've been living in Colombia for about 2.5 years. So yes, we met in Ushuaia and again in El Chancen. And after my little Patagonia venture, I came back up to Medellin and have been living here ever since.
Nice. And so what are you doing there? Like what do you do there? Like why I know that you like I was expecting you to leave at some point and you never did, and it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
But and you speak
Yes.
and she speaks perfect Spanish, everyone. Like she speaks like a Colombian now.
Well,
So
thank you. Thank you for saying that. So right now I am teaching English at a private school. But before I had this position, I was teaching in the public sector. So I've been teaching the whole time I've been here, and I've really enjoyed it.
nice. And how is it living in Colombia? What do you like so
So
much about it?
the one of the main pulls for me was the openness and how welcoming the people here are to a newcomer, to a foreigner. Um, Many other countries I've visited, I never felt this open armed energy from so many of the people here, and I think that's a big factor of why I stayed.
Yeah,
Is because I feel, yeah, really, really welcomed here.
yeah, I know. Like you get like all that love from everyone, from the strangers, and like that's also one of the reasons why I always go back to Colombia because it's the culture is most similar to the Venezuelan one, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like even the food is so similar, and everyone is yeah so welcoming, and they want you to feel at home. They make you feel like family, and actually when they meet you, they give you a kiss, they hug you.
Yeah, they invite you to their house for some food or some juice or something.
I know, yeah, like without expecting anything in return. It's just like they want to
Yeah.
uh, make you feel, yeah, well, yeah. No, I love it. Like, well, I told you before, I have been to Colombia 5 times already. And every time I visit Venezuela, I go to Colombia first because, yeah, I love it so much. It's so nice.
Yeah, it is
Um,
a fantastic place.
Yeah, so you know that everyone knows about Colombia because of Narcos and Pablo Escobar and you know everything related to drugs. And you're actually living in Medellin, which is the city where Pablo Escobar is from. So in your opinion, is it like Colombia as still dangerous, like how you see it in Narcos or all these TV shows, or how it is it?
Yeah, so I do not think that the way that it's being projected um, to the rest of the world is a very fair or realistic representation of what's happening here. Um, they have a strong history, and there are events that have happened that do shape the culture here. But I think that a huge change is coming in this country, and um, yeah, they've been pushing for a different kind of tourism. And I think that that is wonderful because this country has so much to offer. And I don't even like to talk about this part of it because I think that it often takes over the conversation in a way that um, doesn't show the country in its full light and its full beauty.
Yeah, no, definitely, no. It's much more than that. Um, Yeah, definitely. As you said, it has a strong history, and sometimes there are still problems over there, but that doesn't happen in the entire country. And there are so many more
No,
positive things than negative. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, no, yeah, it's also to me, it's kind of like confronting as well, because when I say I am from Venezuela, a lot of people think that that is in Colombia. And then at the end, we end up
No,
talking about, yes. And then at the end, we end up
really.
talking, yeah, you'll be surprised.
That's so bad. I'm so shame. I'm like feel shame for Americans right now.
It's
But
okay. I'm used to it. Like, yeah, yeah, but it's okay. I mean, it's right there. And then at the end, we always end up talking about Colombia, and then they ask me questions about Pablo Escobar, and which is like, it's good that people get to know history, but yeah, it goes farther than that, and that is something that
yeah,
happened years ago. It's not the current
it's
situation.
not the full picture, and it's definitely taking a bigger role than it needs to.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, like, since you have been living there, what can you say about safety? Since, like, I know, like, it has come a long way since the 80s, but like, yeah, what about now? Like, like, if I go there, what will be some rules or like, yeah, like safety guidelines that I should follow?
Sure. So one thing that is probably true in more than just this country is walking alone is
Mm-hmm.
never at night is not a good idea. It really doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in, if you're in the fanciest, nicest place, or maybe, a more
Yeah.
working class neighborhood. I I definitely think it's always safer to either be with somebody or get safe transportation.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads me into the next little tip, which is um, I have never had a bad experience in a taxi, but it would always be safer to call the taxi's number or use an application to call a cab so you can secure the ride and make sure that nothing happens.
What you mean, like an application, like an Uber or Lyft, or do you guys have Lyft there?
Actually, yeah,
No.
so they have Lyft, I don't know, but Uber is actually illegal here. So you
Oh,
can use it, but you need to sit in the front seat. And if by chance, like transito, the transit police, if by
yeah.
chance like pulls you over, um, the Uber driver will ask you to say like, "Oh, you're my friend. Like, I am not an Uber." And
Yeah.
so I prefer to take cabs because I like to sit in the back seat and I don't want to risk like this encounter. And there's such a like negative, people do not support Uber drivers here. Like there is a big pushback against them. So right now I haven't been using Uber, but it is available here.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. This reminded me of a story when I was in Bogota. I took this. I always use Uber when I go there. So, um, so I got this ride to the airport, and I remember I had to sit in the front seat. And when we got to the
Yeah.
airport, I even had to give him a hug and like, see you later. Like we had to,
No, like
yeah, because he was like, oh
it's
my
like
God.
acting.
Yes. I was like, okay, this will make a good story one day.
I
And
know. When I when I went to the States, I was so surprised that you could sit in the back seat of an Uber. I was like, this is luxurious. Like this is so nice. It's not illegal, okay? But here it's a little more complicated. So
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. So now you know everyone. You can like take Uber or ask. Like a lot of people will be saying either hotels or hostels, so you can just ask someone for the.
yeah, even if you
Yeah,
are at a restaurant, you can ask them to call an Uber or I mean, sorry, a taxi.
yeah, no, but
And yeah, it's a
yeah,
better way.
yeah, and also about I always tell people, like I did recently an episode of Mexico about it, like about the dress code. Like, to me, Latin America, we gotta dress more, I can never say this word, conservatively.
Yes.
Conservatively. Okay. Well, like we're gonna be more careful about the clothing we're going to wear, because it's not the same as it will be in the States or like many other European countries where you just can just wear whatever. Like you gotta keep into consideration that you're in a Latin American country, and like you should kind of like try to dress how women there dressed. And we
Yes.
so what can you say about that, like about Colombia? Because like, for those who don't know Frida, like she doesn't blend in. She's like this very blonde woman, like super pretty blonde woman. So like, what do you do? Like, of course you're going to get attention because you don't look like the locals. So what kind of like,
Yes.
what tips did you follow about the dress code, like not to get too much?
Yes. So I think yeah, being a little bit of an obvious foreigner has led me to try to like blend in more than usual, I think. So I've noticed here that long pants are always the norm. And I think if you're wearing shorts or a dress or something, this is usually you are a foreigner, or no, maybe, I mean, people do wear dresses and shorts here, but it's not as common. So I always try to wear long pants, and I also don't tend to wear tank tops or like skimpy tops, because I have found that it just draws unnecessary attention to yourself, especially if you are alone, like traveling or doing something in the city or going out. I found that you can kind of draw less attention to yourself if you wear, and closed-toed shoes as well, like wearing sneakers or boots, not wearing flip-flops or chanclas. So yeah. So
no, and like
think,
one thing, sorry.
Yeah, no, just being like maybe a little bit more conservative than your typical wardrobe is not going to hurt.
Right. Yeah, because like, and also I guess like everyone, you should be aware that Colombian guys are very effusive, I guess. Like, they kind of like get very excited when they see a pretty woman. So it's like they will let you know if they think they're pretty.
Yes, oftentimes I pretend that I don't speak Spanish or English. So if somebody tries to speak in me in Spanish, I don't hear you, I don't understand. And then the same in English, like, oh, I don't speak English. So this is a good technique.
Yeah, no, I have applied that sometimes, like in some countries.
Yeah, just
because if not, they will
ignoring.
try to keep. Yeah, because if not, they will try to keep the conversation going. And it's like, no, I don't want this. And
yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes it's better to do that than just say no, because I mean, I don't know what your experience has been, but to me, sometimes when I say no, I don't know why, but they hear a yes. So it's like, it's better just to.
You have to be firm.
Yes.
Be firm and like strong in your answers.
Yes, definitely. Don't smile. That's my problem. I just smile too much, and then I guess it turns into a yes.
I think I have learned that I now like scowl when I'm walking on the street. Like, I have this expression on my face sometimes where it's like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, like because no, if you have like a soft smile and a very like open and warm face, I think this also like attracts people. Whereas if you're kind of like, I don't know, like look serious then and are walking fast, then no one will bother you.
Yes. No, well, that's yeah. And also what about the food? Do you like Colombian food? What do you think about it? Like,
So I have discovered, yes, I do like Colombian food. I like many, many, many Colombian items. Um, there are a few treats that I would recommend trying. Okay, so one of them is salpicón, and it's like a fruit salad in
okay.
papaya juice, and you with ice cream on top, and then it has like,
Wow.
it sounds strange, but there's cheese too on top.
Oh,
And it's delicious. It's like mild, very mild cheese, but this is a like really good dessert that I think everyone should try if they come here.
oh.
And yeah, it's an interesting combo, but you won't regret it if you try it. Um, and yeah, there are so many empanadas and fried street food that are, all of them are amazing. In each city, it's like a different style. So on the coast, is arepa de huevo, and it's so delicious. It's arepa with egg and like ground pulled meat, and it's fried. And yeah, this is another delicious food.
Yeah, yeah. For
Um,
those who don't know, like the arepa is like this flat bread made out of white corn. Like we also we eat them in Venezuela all the time for breakfast,
yes, I think it's
lunch.
like, I think Venezuelans maybe have better arepas. This is what I've heard.
Yes, yes. I really wanted to
Yeah,
hear
yeah, I
that.
know.
Because we have
So
this like
there is,
like we have this dispute with
yeah,
Colombia. It's like no, arepas are ours, and they're like no, are ours.
exactly.
So
Yes, I've heard this. I've heard this like tension between who has the better arepa, but I'll give it to Venezuela. Even though I
woo!
have never tried, I think it's like, I don't know. We might need to do some research, but I feel like the stuffed arepa with like pulled chicken and like corn and all these things
Yeah.
comes from Venezuela, I think.
Yes. No, it does. No, it does. It does. Hey, no worries. No worries. I will take care. I will take care of the situation.
Yes, so arepa is a big part of their diet here, and um, it was a little bit of an adjustment for me. I cook for myself a lot, and I do find it hard when I eat out to get like a good portion of vegetables.
Mm,
So I do think that if you're eating out all the time, unless you're going to like special vegetarian or like nice restaurants, if you're eating almuerzo, like the menu of the day,
mhm.
um, it's going to be more centered on like rice and beans and meat, and the salad is, or the vegetables aren't like a big pillar in their diet,
Right.
which is okay, but I think it took a little bit of adjusting to like, where can I find delicious vegetables, and but yeah, it has not been that big of a struggle. I found spinach, so I'm okay.
That's awesome. Okay. And what about like something that I know is big in the culture is el aguardiente. So I
Yes.
know that so aguardiente
So
is like this liquor, this very strong liquor. Yeah. It's like cinnamon. No,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
sugar cane with anise. So it's like kind of has like a licorice taste almost. Um, and it translates to fire water, and it really struck me as being like a different way of drinking when I first got here, because in the States, when you go to a bar, it's not the norm to order a bottle of liquor and drink it at the table. But here, it's like, if you're going out with your friends, it's, you get a bottle and take shots, like it's constant. People are pouring shots of aguardiente if you are drinking, if that
Yeah,
is your drink of choice.
and it's like one shot for 20 people. Like
Yeah.
everyone is sharing all the time, and yeah, that was like something
Yeah.
that when I went there, like yeah, I could tasted it. I kind of got drunk a few times with it because People that are so persistent, like, oh, you gotta drink it, you gotta drink it. Like,
I know.
okay.
Everyone, if you're at an event with or like event or any like meeting of friends with aguardiente, it's like every maybe 5 or 10 minutes someone will be giving you a shot. So
So
watch out.
watch out. Yeah, drink
Because
water in
it
between.
hits you harder than you think.
It does.
Yes, but it's a definite you must try here because it's a very traditional yeah, it's like a, it's not just like a traditional bottle that's like on the shelf that people drink when they're feeling fancy. It's like this is the drink of the people. For
Yes,
sure.
definitely. No, definitely. I can totally see that. I also, yeah. So, what other places in Colombia have you been to besides Medellin?
Yeah, I have I've been to Bogota, Cali. I recently went to the Pacific Coast, which I would recommend so
No.
much. It was beautiful. I saw whales and glow in the dark plankton, and it's where the jungle meets the ocean, and it's stunning. It's untouched and it's gorgeous.
Did
So
you
the
see?
Pacific Coast,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Did you see the killer whales, or what whales were
They
those?
were they were I think they were no, they weren't killer whales. Maybe blue whales?
Okay.
I don't know. They were I don't know exactly what kind they were actually. But they
All
were
right.
not killer. They were blue and they had the white belly. So
Oh, okay, okay. I think those are blue whales.
yeah, I think so. I'm not positive. But yeah, right
What?
right now they are passing through and they're huge. So cool.
So, okay, so do you know the season for the whales? So you said right
Um,
now we're in
right
September right
now I I actually don't know
now?
off the top of my head. No.
Okay, okay,
Um, yeah, I would have to look
okay.
that up. I don't want to give misinformation here.
Yeah, well, everyone can Google it. Now you know
Yes,
blue
Google
whales,
it.
Pacific Coast. And
But I
because
think
I,
it's for 3 months.
oh, okay, okay. Because once I heard someone told me that October is the season for the killer whales. And it was,
Ooh.
so I'm like, yeah, so I'm like, and apparently all this is like a gossip, okay? I haven't done it. I haven't been on the coast. So please research.
Yes, we're
some
not
research.
we need to fact check.
Yes. No, but yeah, and apparently it's supposed to be awesome because I don't know what was your experience, but when you go see them, when you go in the ocean, you go with these little boats, the little motorboats. So it's kind of like
Yes,
closer encounter.
you
I,
are. You're very close and you're with a guide and maybe I don't know, maybe like maximum 10 other people on the boat and um you can only get I think 400 meters away. There is a law to protect them, but that's really quite close. We you could hear them breathing and it was so
wow.
cool.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
gotta go. Um,
it was super cool.
and did you learn to dance salsa in Cali?
I did take a salsa class and it was the called beginners class and it was so fast paced and difficult. It was not for beginners at all. It was like way more
Yeah.
advanced.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what like I really want to go there to learn because I see that when they dance, like dancing salsa is already difficult enough, but like the one in Cali, like they even move their shoulders and everything is so fast.
I know. There was actually a girl from Cali who was staying at the hostel on the Pacific coast, and she was a salsa instructor, and she
Yeah.
gave us a little lesson, and she was explaining to us how you have to like shimmy your shoulders and move your hips, and I was like, this is so hard, like
Wow, that takes some skill.
yeah, lots of practice, and I think it helps when you have grown up around it your whole life, so you kind of have this like the rhythm feels more innate to you. For me,
Yeah.
it's totally foreign, so I'm like very clumsy and not as elegant as Colombian.
Yeah. No, and that's another thing, that dancing is a big part of their culture. And even when I go there, I'm
So
like,
much.
I thought I knew how to dance until I went there, and they're like, "Oh, that's because you're not Colombian." I'm like, I guess. No.
Yeah, it is. It is. They
Yeah.
dance in like elementary school. They start doing dances at like with their classes. It's like part of like an assembly that they might do. They'll have like a
Hmm.
routine, and this was never a
Oh.
part of my upbringing. So it's like, yeah, I think it's integrated from a young age.
Oh, okay, okay. That's awesome. And also, well, I haven't been to the Pacific Coast. Like, I heard about the whales, and now I heard from you again. I really want to go. But I have
Yeah.
been also to the Atlantic coast. Have you, like, to
Yeah.
Cartagena, Santa Marta?
Yes, I have been. I spent actually a good amount of time in Cartagena, and not as long in Santa Marta, but the Atlantic coast is gorgeous. It's
Yes,
also beautiful.
yes,
Cartagena is a stunning city. It's like this time capsule. It's like
yes, yes. Because
so you
it's like this walled city because it's by the coast, so I guess they built it that way to. Um, okay. I don't know about the history, but it was like to protect the city for something. So there are like walls
yeah,
around the
for
city.
the Spanish built it, and
Yeah.
so it has that Spanish style of buildings, and they're all different colors, and you can get the arepa de huevo, and um, but one thing about Cartagena is that the beach near the city isn't actually isn't as beautiful as one might think. So if you want to go to the beach, it's recommended that you go on a boat to an island close by. Um, so that might be like a misconception that people are like, oh, I want to go to Cartagena to go to the beach. Um,
Yeah, no.
but you travel from Cartagena to the beach. And then you can find crystal blue waters with coral and amazing things. Um,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. In my opinion, also, like, between the two cities, I rather go to Santa Marta to if I want to go to the beach, and then there you have the Tayrona National Park, which I almost cried when I was there. Like, yeah, it was so pretty, the sunsets. You have to hike, like, you get there and you have to. I had to hike for 3 hours to get to the campsite, but it was totally worth it.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is amazing.
Have you gone there?
I haven't.
What? No, you gotta
I
go.
know.
It's
I
like
I actually had a ticket to go, and like it's a crazy story, but basically I had surgery on my foot, and I like stubbed my toe in a way that was like the night before I was supposed to go.
Mhm.
Um and so no, I didn't make it, and have never been back, but I must
Oh,
go before I leave. Like I need to go. It's crazy that I haven't been,
yeah.
but
It's
everyone has
no.
raves about it.
Yes, no. You gotta go. Like, you get there. Like, Santa Marta by itself is beautiful, but then you go there. You go to national park. You have to pay, so not
Yeah,
anyone can enter then, and it's not cheap. Um, it's like around $25. But
yeah.
then, I mean, for many Latin Americans, it's not cheap. But then, yeah, you
No,
go there.
it's yeah.
Yeah, so you have to go there. You hike in the jungle. You can see the tapirs. Tapirs. I don't know the name of those in English. They look like a little elephant.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're like these animals. Everyone, I don't know the name. In Spanish, is tapir. So you see those. You see the cappuccino monkeys on top, like on the
Oh,
tree. Yes, it's
Oh, that sounds
beautiful.
amazing.
And then you have a part like before going to get into the campsites, you have these like this little beach where you can swim with sea turtles, and then you get to,
What?
yes, no,
Oh
it's
my gosh,
amazing.
yeah. I need to
It's,
go. I need to. I want to.
yes, yes.
Yes.
And then besides the, have you been anywhere else?
Yeah, so one of my favorite places is Capurganá, and this is a town that's actually really close to Panama. And you can walk from Capurganá to Panama. You can like cross the border by foot, which is kind of crazy. Um,
Oh
but
wow.
it's a little bit off. It's not on, I don't think many tourists go there because it's a little bit harder to get to. But they have crystal clear waters and amazing beaches. And again, Capurganá itself doesn't have stunning beaches, but a short hike away, you can find beautiful places.
Okay.
And yeah, Capurganá is super cool. Another place is called Isla Fuerte, and I've been there 2 times actually. It's an island that's close to Monteria. Um, Again, it's not very super accessible, but flights from any big city to Monteria are not very expensive. And then the transportation is either by bus or taxi to the port and then a boat. And it's
Mhm.
a gorgeous, gorgeous island with crystal clear waters. And yeah, it's like a tiny little place. So I would recommend going there too. Super special.
Nice. Okay, okay. I mean, we've been learning so much from each other. There are so many
Yeah,
places that I haven't visited. Yeah, and like we've been talking only about the coast, because one, then the border with Panama, but then there are like so many other beautiful places, like around Bogota, which is
I
in the middle of the
know.
city, middle of the country. Yeah, and then also the south, the jungle. You also have parts of the Amazon in Colombia.
It's
Uh,
true. It's true. It's rich. The
yes,
the it's got so many different terrains. There's a desert.
there's a desert.
Yes. I haven't been
Wow,
there, but yeah, there's a desert here. Is it called Tatacoa?
Tatacoa. Okay. Okay.
It might be called that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I hope it is.
Okay. Well, there's a desert.
Yeah, there is a desert, there's jungle, there's mountains with
Mhm.
snow, and um yeah, there's so much.
And there's also La Zona Cafetera, the coffee
Oh,
zone.
that is gorgeous. Yes. It's like three cities that are kind of close by to each other. It's called like the Coffee Triangle. And three kind of smallish cities that then have little towns surrounding them. One of the towns is called Salento, and you can not only go on coffee farm tours, but there is a national park that has the wax palm trees, which is the national tree of Colombia. And there are these protected trees that are huge, thin trunk, so tall. I don't know how many meters, but it's crazy. You feel like you're in a Dr. Seuss book. Like, and so this is a beautiful place to visit, and it's a very sweet little town, and it's a gorgeous hike.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, Frida, thank you so much. Thank you. I hope that everyone got like a
Thank
little
you.
lesson.
Thank you for hosting me and inviting me onto this wonderful podcast. And yeah, this is my first podcast, and I'm so happy to be a contributor. So thank you for inviting
Yeah.
me.